This is Alex from Silver Key Gaming, and today we're going to do a look back on the PS4. The PS4 was announced on February 20th, 2013, and I remember that day because, I would have been, 2013, I would have been 14, and my dad and me both heard that the event got announced, and I remember I said, oh my god, they're going to announce the PS4. And my dad said they wouldn't announce it closer till Christmas. But I knew it was going to be the PS4. And when they revealed Infamous Second Son, oh my god, I was through the fucking roof. And so then they did a bunch of reveals and a bunch of cool game announcements and stuff. And then finally the PS4 came out on November 15th, 2013. And I didn't get one. It was $400, and that was a lot of money for a 14, 13, 15-year-old. So I had to save my money for a little while to get it. But finally, I ended up getting it on January 2nd, 2015. And I remember it was a very snowy, it was storming. But I had my money, and I wanted my PS4. So I walked all the way to Target, because I called them, and they said they had it in stock. And I get there, and the dude's like, oh, I thought you meant you had the PS3. And so I had to walk all the way to a different Target. But finally, I got my PS4, and I got a ride home. And I picked up a copy of Infamous Second Son for it. And that's one of my favorite games for this platform. Back in my days of playing the PS3, some of my favorite games were Uncharted, Ratchet & Clank, Infamous, and when I found out there was a new Infamous coming out, after I thought there was never going to be another one coming out, I was excited. And all of the powers were super cool looking, and I remember I used to watch YouTube videos about it all the time and keep up on the leaks, and it was just awesome. And the game's very good. It's definitely a solid 7 out of 10 game. It's not a bad game. It's just they revealed 3 powers and said that was only the tip of the iceberg. But there was only one more power and you didn't even get it until the end. I feel like they could have put a little more work on all the powers, but the gameplay, it's fun. I just replayed it very recently, and it's a lot of fun. I also came home with my PS4 that day with a copy of Killzone Shadowfall. And, it's an okay shooter. I just wasn't all that into shooters at the time. I was fed up with COD. It burned me out of shooters. And so I picked it up, but I never actually beat it. But from what I played, it's also a solid 7 out of 10. It's pretty good, but it's just a fun shooter. I'd say you should pick it up for the price you could probably get it at now at GameStop or something. My launch lineup wasn't all good, though, because I also picked up a copy of Knack. And, not seeming like a bad game, I just don't like it. I'm not gonna lie. I tried, but I just don't. And then there was a while where there was no exclusive games I cared about. I played things like GTA 5 and The Last of Us Remastered. The Last of Us Remastered is the only good way to play the game now. I swear to God. But then there was a few titles, I believe they were at E3 2015, or they got announced sometime between then because they came out in 2016. And those games really interested me. They announced the Ratchet & Clank PS4 one, and I was so hyped for that one because that one's my favorite series. I'm not sure if y'all can tell, but I am a PlayStation fanboy. It's the only system I've ever had. I have Nintendo systems too, and I'm gonna get an Xbox Series X. But Jak and Daxter or Ratchet & Clank were the first games I ever beat as a kid, so they hold a special place in my heart. So I knew Ratchet & Clank, the remaster was going to be something good. And it's good. It's really fun to play through. But, once you beat it once, you don't really need to play it again. I still play the original trilogy way more than I play Ratchet & Clank 2016. Also that summer, I picked up Horizon Zero Dawn. I hadn't heard anything about the game, but the cover art looked cool, and I got an employee discount because I worked at Target at the time. But, oh my god, let me tell y'all, that game is one of my favorite games, and I can't wait for Horizon Forbidden West. The combat in that game is so addictive, just like bouncing around with dodges and trying to get an arrow off whenever you can. Like, it's so addicting once you get into it. But the next game I picked up was definitely one that they fucked it up. So, I picked up No Man's Sky. I was so hyped for it from all the events. I will admit I did contribute to the overhype. Now, that doesn't excuse it for being a god-awful game. So boring. Like, how are you gonna release a game in that state? I pre-ordered that game the first day the pre-order went up. I had it pre-downloaded onto my system. I was so hyped. So disappointed. But then, one of my favorite games ever came to save the day. Uncharted 4. I just think this game is a masterpiece in action storytelling. It's so fun to play through. The set pieces are so amazing. The graphics are just mind-blowing. The Uncharted series is amazing. You have to play all of it if you haven't. And then my PS4 broke. It would play games for like 10 minutes, and it would just turn off. No reason, it would just do it. And sometimes it would let you get like an hour of gameplay in, but then it would just turn off by itself. And it would turn on by itself in the middle of the night. Something was wrong with it. But, so I had to wait until Christmas that year, and I got a PS4. I bought it for myself. But I did it because back when the PS4 started, my TV was a small 24-inch 720p. Not good. And for that Christmas, I got a 50-inch 1080p Samsung. And I knew I had to get a PS4. Or, I had a PS3. I knew I had to get a PS4 back for it. So that year, when I got the PS4, I got it with God of War and Spider-Man. And, oh man, let me fucking tell you about God of War and fucking Spider-Man. God of War, you're running around, you strong as fuck, you beating them out of some enemies. You know what I'm saying? Like, And in Spider-Man, it just feels so good to swing around and do the free roam and, oh no, there's a crime. I'm gonna stop this speeding car and boom, the car's pulled over. I'm punching villains in the face. Oh no, Dr. Octopus comes out. That shit fucking crazy, bro. And in its last year, PlayStation has given us a few more gems before it goes out. It decided it was gonna go out with a bang, apparently. Because in this last year, we got Last of Us 2. And, well, it's a good game. The mechanics are solid. The story divided the fan base. And I'm gonna be real with y'all, I don't even really know how I feel about it. I've beaten it twice, and it just is. I'm mad about how they did Joel, but that's not why I don't like it. If you know what I'm saying. The combat's amazing. The stealth is amazing. Like, all the new ideas they had were great. They just needed a less divisive story. But I'd give it a 7 out of 10. And Sucker Punch, infamous and Sly Cooper Sucker Punch, decided to come out of nowhere with Ghost of Tsushima, an epic samurai. It's Assassin's Creed with samurais, and it's so good. I'm still playing it to this day. They just released the Legends DLC, and it's so good. I am working on 100%ing the story, but then Legends came out, and I'm caught up in Legends now. Also this year, I have gotten into and discovered the joys of Doom Eternal and Doom 2016. these are so fast-paced, and chainsawing an enemy in half just makes my brain... It makes something in my brain click. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so satisfying. They did a very good job with this game. And as we know, the PS4 games are expensive. So what if I don't want to go spend $60 every time I want to try a new game? Xbox has Game Pass. Well, you get PlayStation Now. I'm not gonna lie, it's not just as good. It's not. But it's almost. It's got all the old PS3 games. Why didn't they add backwards compatibility? It would be expensive, but they should have. I bet they could do a PS4 that does PS3 games. Same price as a PS4 right now, you know? But PS Now is amazing. That's where I've tried a lot of really, really good games. It's really good. And you get a bunch of free games. I have a library of almost like 200 games just digitally, just because I've been getting the free games every month and downloading this and buying that. You know what I'm saying? It's been a really good generation. And now, as the PS4 goes out with a bang on November 12th, 2020, the PS5 will be released, and you better believe I'm gonna be there picking up my pre-order copy. And once I have that, I'm not going to sell my PS4, that's my baby. But we will have to be saying goodbye to our longtime friend, the PS4, in need of a HDMI port. So, it's going to make me sad to say goodbye, but goodbye, old friend. You have served me well. Thank you for watching. This is Alex at Silver Key Games. And as soon as November 12th hits, you better believe I'm going to be doing tons of PS5 content. Me and the boys made this channel. We got a lot of plans for it. So expect a lot of live streams on this channel from the PS5. But until then, alright, peace.